Alright, so in this video what we're going to talk about is the actual way, the hidden little trick that I talked about in my prior video that actually shows the way to actually change the font and have the H2 or H1 or however you want to control your H tags and not have them control your font, and actually still provide the correct information to Google and actually give them the correct information for the H1s, H2s, H3s that you are trying to rank for your on-page keyword signals. So you want to provide Google with the right signals, but yet still be user-friendly in that aspect. So if you're interested in that, stick around to the end of this video and we'll show you the whole process. I'll show you exactly what I do to win in this scenario. So if you're interested in that, stick around. So now we'll get to the point where we talk about how to actually change the font and make the font user-friendly and actually readable so that it does not change when you change the H1s, H2s, H3 tags for your on-page. So again, what I'm going to do is actually show you my back end and show you the actual font, right? So this is the layout, and of course I've used the Divi theme, so I'm not actually, everybody has a different theme, but so every theme will actually react different, but this same plugin will actually help you. So if you notice right here, if I hover over this, it's an H2, and then I can change the font size to whatever I wanted to. So if I wanted it bigger, I can change it to bigger. If I wanted it smaller, I could change it smaller. So I can highlight the whole thing and actually, change it to an actual H2 tag size, or I can keep it exactly the way I wanted it. This was again 14, so I'll have this at 14 as well. So I want to keep everything nice and uniform. Well, how do I do that? How did I come up and get this actual plugin and install it and use this as a user-friendly ability? Not only that, I can actually change the type of font, the type of fonts that I actually use for this, right? So this is actually more user-friendly as far as what you actually are doing, because just like this right here. So if I click right here and I'm in paragraph, obviously that's an 11 font. If I choose H1, that goes to a font of 23. Now I can change that if I wanted to, and actually have an H1 right there, or an H2 would be a 20, and H3 would be a 17. So these are bigger fonts, and it's not so user friendly if somebody's looking at that, right? So again, I'm not going to save any of these edits. I'm just going to back out of this. And again, I use the Divi theme, so it's quite different. I can actually go over this theme if people are interested in learning how to do the Divi theme itself. And this is using 5.0 as far as the WordPress version. So it's very different as far as, with Divi having all the changes and everything. So, but that's not exactly what this is about. So I'm going to show you exactly how to use this and what plugins I use for this. So I'm going to leave this and actually go to my plugins. And as it goes to the plugins, I just want to emphasize the fact that it is really, really important to understand what you're giving, what the information you're feeding to Google as far as that goes. And what I use is I use this Tiny MCE Advanced, and that's exactly what the plugin that I use. So if you go to plugin and you go to add new, and as soon as that actually happens, and of course I use a lot more plugins as far as this goes, but we'll get into that anyway. So we can get into that if somebody has an idea. So Tiny MCE, or it might have been, yeah, let's just put Tiny M, and you should be able to find it like this. So let's see if it pulls up like this. Nope. And this is the plugin I have right now. So if you go and you see that there's actually 1 million people actually using this plugin, so it's very popular and it is compatible with the new version of WordPress. So it is very important that you understand that those things are critical to success as well. So as far as that goes, using this plugin is exactly what I use to get, again, my fonts the correct way. So when you look at this text and you look at, and this is that exact post I was just showing you on the back end, but if you look at this text, you can't tell that this is an H2 tag, this is an H2 tag, this is an H2 tag. They all look the same, and I'm not having to go in and change the back end of the code or the actual code editor in the in the actual the theme elements, because if I do that, then every time the theme updates, it's going to overwrite, and I'm going to have to keep going back in and doing that. And we all know with the way WordPress has been updating lately, that is that much more of a headache. So what I do is I tend to use this on all my sites so that I'm able to get the correct font size that I want and actually get the correct information to what I want to Google as well. So as far as the on-page and SEO and as far as that goes, this is a little trick that I use to actually get the proper information to Google and actually get the proper information or make it look presentable to the reader and give them exactly what they want to interpret, and make it not look so jumbled up and just not like it shouldn't be there on the page. So again, this is a very helpful feature, and I don't want to really kind of go through this that much. But again, I know that I talked about this on the prior video, so I wanted to kind of highlight on what plugin I used. And you can see that it is the Tiny MCE Advanced plugin, and this is for the block editor. Again, this is a Gutenberg and the classic editor, so you can use these on either one. If you have not updated, it's still good, because I've been using this for quite some time now, probably over a year, maybe a year and a half, and it's very, very reliable, and it's very helpful, and it does help with ranking your site as far as that goes, and keeping the site looking very, very presentable. So again, we won't get too far into that. This was a nice little short video for you to show you how things work and to show you some more on-page tricks and tips. So again, I'd like to see you guys' opinion about this and see if you have any kind of little tricks and tips you use for font size, and to see if we can't share and actually make things better for everybody. So again, love to hear your comments below. If you leave a comment, I will make sure I reply to every single body. So again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and make sure you check us out on the Facebook page, Smart Bot Marketers, and you can check out our website as well, because again, as we're building this, we're actually showing how we're building this, so you get the very valuable added over the shoulder series that we're doing on YouTube for this exact site. So again, hopefully that was very, very helpful, and we'll look forward to seeing you on another video. So again, if you haven't subscribed, and we'll keep you up to date with everything we're doing. Thanks.